Volco Auto Supply in Lawrenceburg has
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Volco Auto Supply in Lawrenceburg has a legacy of being a family-owned and operated company. Since 1927, our business has grown and evolved into today's one-stop source for all your automotive supplies. But in that time, one thing has stayed the same, and that's our commitment to our customers and their needs. At Volco Auto Supply, you'll find everything for your car, truck, or even fleet of vehicles, but with good old-fashioned customer service the way it needs to be. That's Volco Auto Supply, 416 Buffalo Road in Lawrenceburg. Visit VolcoAuto.com.
Here at Fields & Brown Barbershop, legacy means a lot. We're trying to fill big shoes left by my two uncles and my grandfather, where every haircut came with conversation and every customer left a little taller than when they walked in. The barbershop is about pride. It's about knowing your barber knows your name and your story. Come see us at Fields & Brown Barbershop, where tradition never goes out of style. 3 generations, 1 legacy, your barbershop.
When it's time to build a home, remodel, or add on, Hamby Builders is this area's experienced construction company. From site selections to floors, doors, windows, trim, tile, bathrooms, and kitchen, the Hamby Builders team can make your home the home of your dreams. Hamby Builders is licensed and insured with over 20 years of experience in homes in Giles, Lawrence, Wayne, and Murray counties. Trust your home construction or light commercial project to the team with experience and integrity. Hamby Builders. Call 931-629-5264 or 931-629-9472 today.
It begins as all great things do, with a flicker, a spark of hope, a seed planted deep, waiting for warmth. A moment when you realize that given the right conditions, everything is possible. Welcome to the place of possible. The University of Tennessee Southern is a family of leaders and scholars united by a single goal: to grow the spark of greatness inside you into a future that transforms your family, your town, and your world. Here you'll spark your passion under the guidance of our nation's brightest minds, who open a window to the world's wonders from close to home. You'll fan the fires of competition on the field, the court, or the course, honing skills you never knew you had to accomplish what you never thought you could. You'll do it all while forging bonds that will last a lifetime and serving a community that values your talents. Because here, we think the best way to find yourself is to look beyond yourself. There's a future waiting for you. We'll help you build it. Because what defines greatness is a single choice: to not condemn the darkness, but to light a fire.
Welcome to the newly remodeled Brass Lantern. For over 30 years, we've been serving delicious food to excellent people. Brass Lantern takes pride in authenticity, serving fresh, homemade food to please any member of the family. From mouth-watering to one-of-a-kind steaks served with gourmet marinade, to salad with our signature honey mustard dressing, specialty fruit tea, drafts, and much more. Our food is always prepared daily. Whether you come in with friends or family, you'll appreciate that fresh is better.
Want to take the next steps in taking care of your health? Tennessee Valley Allergy Services can make your goals a reality. Their team of doctors, nurses, and medical professionals are dedicated to providing allergy care and treatment, such as drops and shots, to fit your exact needs. Their expert services are for anyone ages 2 and older. Whether you struggle with environmental or food allergies, they've got you covered. Discover a better you at Tennessee Valley Allergy Services, located right next to the Zaxby's in Lawrenceburg. Book online or call 931-325-0757 to schedule your appointment today.
Welcome to Mid-South Barn Dominiums. We realize there's a lot of options when it comes to finding a builder for your next home. Here at Mid-South, we understand that customer service, quality, and selections are very important. It's a very large time, money, and an emotional investment, and we're here to listen and care. We realize the kitchen's the most used and abused room in the house. Our cabinets are locally custom made from Sanderson Cabinets out of Lawrenceburg. They're real wood, poplar or maple, whether you paint or stain. All comes with slow close hardware and many pull-out different style options to choose from.
Bring your outdoor dreams to life at Loretto Nursery and Landscaping. This one-stop shop can help you get your project done from start to finish. Go see for yourself. They have a wide variety of plants, from tropicals to ferns and trees, plus hanging baskets. What they have to offer goes beyond what looks good. They also supply concrete, mulch, compost, and drainage culverts. Don't forget about their on-lot buildings and chicken coops. You think that's all? You can also stop by to fill up your propane tank. Loretto Nursery and Landscaping has you covered. Stop by 409 South Military Street.
Arts, crafts, stationery, journals, books, educational toys, wrapping paper, devotionals, greeting cards, and much more can all be found at Paper and Thread in downtown Lawrenceburg. Shop local to find the perfect gift or have a custom gift basket made for just the right occasion. Paper and Thread has a party room now available for birthdays, classes, and so much more. We could go on and on about all the neat things you'll find at Paper and Thread, but you just need to hop in your car and head down there. 106 North Military Avenue in Lawrenceburg is where you'll find them and discover what makes Paper and Thread awesome. That's Paper and Thread in downtown Lawrenceburg, 106 North Military Avenue, just north of the square.
Make your lawn a legacy. At Legacy Lawn and Landscapes, we put more than 16 years of experience into your goals. We won't meet your expectations, we'll exceed them. We offer consultation, installation, maintenance, hardscapes, construction, and land clearing services. Owner John and Jamie Brewer with their team are dedicated to providing the highest quality landscape services to commercial and residential clients in Middle Tennessee. Service, teamwork, results. That's how you leave a legacy.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And back here on the X Sports Network as we're back for the final game of the afternoon here in Pulaski, Tennessee, on the campus of the University of Tennessee Southern here in this Martin Methodist Tri-Match. Hayden Burks and Graham Burks on the call one final time this afternoon, as this game will feature the Blue Raiders of Lindsey Wilson University as they take on the home team, the University of Tennessee Southern Firehawks. As Lindsey Wilson won the second game of this tri-match over Faulkner. They won 3-0 over the Eagles. And UT Southern defeated Faulkner 3-2 after a comeback win, trailing 0-2. Announcing the start lineups for Lindsey Wilson. Lindsey Wilson was in their blue uniforms this past game against Faulkner. Now they are in their camouflage smoke gray looking colors with pink numerals. Yeah, pink lettering and numerals.
It's unique.
UT Southern is in their gray uniforms.
Gray.
Yeah, they're smoke gray and orange numerals. Start lineup for UT Southern. It'll be number 6. That is Garza. Number 16, Cope. Number 13, Olivia Ward. Number 11, Emma Beardsley. Number 10, that'd be Patterson. Number 9, Mazzola, and number 7, Kraft.
UT Southern's really going to have to dig deep against this Lindsey Wilson team because as we just saw, Lindsey Wilson really shown how dominant they are.
Yeah, they showed how good they were, beating Faulkner 3-0, and UT Southern beating Faulkner in 5 sets. So UT Southern's going to have a lot on their hands, but hey, now they're back in the win column. They got their first conference win, so they're coming into this game 5-3 overall. Lindsey Wilson comes in this game 14-3 overall. This is not a conference matchup because the UT Southern is in the Southern States Conference, and Lindsey Wilson is in Mid-South, so this will not go against conference. It will just be for overall record. But UT Southern used to be in the Mid-South Conference, has had some history.
PA giving the athletic trainer, Madison Bennett, some credit. All right, let's get this game on the road.
On your screen, it will be Lindsey Wilson starting off left to right. UT Southern will be going from right to left. They do switch every other set. Or every set, excuse me.
Hope that UT Southern is ready because this is a challenge for them.
Officials making sure everybody's where they need to be. And this is the final game here in this tri-match tonight between these two teams. Both of them are 1-0 today.
No, Faulkner University showed great effort against this Lindsey Wilson team those last 2 sets. They showed a little bit more fight in those last 2 sets rather than the first.
And starting out for Lindsey Wilson, it will be Beltran, Gonzalez, Garcia, Visakovska, Hampton, and number 19, that will be Ronich. Those are the 6 out there for Lindsey Wilson. UT Southern will have the opening serve here. Going back to serve will be Malozzi. And action's underway. Gonzalez sets it up. Here's Ronich. Set back. Nobody able to save it. Hampton, though, underneath it. They're able to send it back. Good job there by Lindsey Wilson. Beardsley looking for the kill.
Right kill.
And that's in there for a kill for Beardsley. UT Southern will get the first point here. Losey once again back to serve. That's dug out by Garcia. Gonzalez. Here's Ronich. Sends it over. Beardsley underneath it. They set it up. Looking to get over the net. Able to do so. Still up in the air here for Lindsey Wilson. Beltran still up in the air. Garcia makes the save. Patterson sends it back over. They set it up. Going for another block. And that was Patterson, but the kill will be awarded to the Blue Raiders. So that was Beltran with the kill.
It was a great effort by the block by Patterson.
Back to serve is Young. And Beardsley underneath it. They set it up here on the far side. Kraft just tips it over the net. Patterson, here's Gonzalez. Still up in the air. Garcia underneath it. They set it up. Here's Kraft once again. Has dug out. Gonzalez sets it up far side. Garcia looking to get it. Garza underneath that one. They set it up for Kraft once again on their side. Still up in the air. Sent back. Nobody back there to guard the corner. That's Gonzalez. Who Young will go back to serve once again. There's the serve. It's up in the air. Beardsley.
Almost an ace.
Beardsley, excuse me. 5 for it at the net. Beardsley able to send it back over here to Lindsey Wilson. They set it up. Going for the kill. Tipped up in the air. Malozzi. Far side to Beardsley. Look to tip it over. That one hits the antenna. That point will go to Lindsey Wilson. Attack error there by Beardsley.
Could have been a kill.
Serve once again by Hu Young. They set it up. Kraft has dug out. Able to send it back over. Cope trying to track it down. So Garza, she will send it back over to Lindsey Wilson. Gonzalez sets it up. Going for the kill is Garcia. That's down for the kill. Point will go to Blue Raiders once again.
That was sitting to the corner. That seems like the target spot for every volleyball team.
Here's serve once again. And we get over the net. Back over here to Lindsey Wilson. That was Beardsley. Sends it back over. Finds a hole in the defense. That's Gonzalez. Point will go to Lindsey Wilson again. Quickly 5-1. Hu Young once again. Gets it over the net. Malozzi sets it up. Patterson going for the kill. Still up in the air here for UT Southern. They set it up. Over to Kraft. She gets it over the net. Gonzalez. Hampton sets it up. Looking to get over the net. Able to do so. Garza with the diving save. Kraft looking to go for the kill. Tips it over. Still up in the air here.
Good save.
They're able to save it and send it back over to UT Southern. Good job by Lindsey Wilson. Beardsley going for the kill here. Still up in the air though. Gonzalez sets it up far side. Garcia for the kill. Sails long. Point will go to UT Southern.
Take a little extra strength out of that kill right there.
Serve here from Kraft. Still up in the air. And that'll be off of UT Southern. Point will go to Lindsey Wilson. Going back to serve will be Garcia.
Lindsey Wilson showing a lot more confidence here.
Garcia once again back to serve Garza. They set it up. Patterson looking for the kill, fight for it, and that point will go to UT Southern.
Great kill by Patterson.
Garza will go back to serve for UT Southern. She'll get it over the right hand. That one sails along though. Point will go back to Lindsey Wilson. That will be the first service error for UT Southern, or for either team here. Beltran will go back to serve. She will get it over the net. Garza underneath it. Kraft sends it over to Beardsley, looking for the kill. Up in the air still here for Lindsey Wilson. Hu Young. They're going to have to adjust. Able to get it over. That's off of Norris. Point will go to Lindsey Wilson. The kill will be awarded to Vizikoska.
That was a great kill by her.
Beltran once again gets it over net. Garza. Malozzi sets it up. Tries to find the hole in the defense. They're aware of it. Gonzalez tries to get over. Won't be able to. Point will go to UT Southern.
Great effort trying to tip that back over to UT Southern.
Trying to find a hole in the defense. Going back to serve here for the Firehawks will be number 11, Beardsley. She'll get it over the net. Gonzalez sets it up, 5-4 out net. That's off Norris. Point will go to Lindsey Wilson again.
That was a good tip right there.
Gonzalez will go back to serve here. And she will get it over the net. Beardsley, somebody trying to track it down, won't be able to. Into the bleachers. Point will go to Lindsey Wilson again. 10-4 is the Blue Raiders score.
The first ace of this game.
All right, first ace of this game for Lindsey Wilson. Or for either team. Gonzalez once again just gets it over the net. Garza looking to give it to Ward. That's down for the kill. Point will be for UT Southern.
Great kill by Ward.
Ward with her first kill of the game. Norris out, Cope in. She'll go to serve. Serve from Cope, able to get it over the net. Garcia, Gonzalez, looking to get it over, able to do so. It's tipped back to Lindsey Wilson, though. They set it up once again. Blocked again. Hampton underneath it. It's tipped up in the air. And they're going to give the point to UT Southern. I think that was Fizikoska that was in the net. Cope will go back to serve. It's a 4-point Blue Raider lead. Here's the serve from Cope. Able to get it over the net. Gonzalez. Pitch it. And that's going to be blocked by Kraft. Point will go to UT Southern after the attack error there by Petrovic. Ten to 7. Cope gets it over. Gonzalez tips it up. And
right kill.
Down for the kill for Kraft. Set up perfectly. Makes it now 10-8. Cope once again back to serve. She will be short in that. Point will go to the Blue Raiders. Opens the lead back up to 3. Fizikoska back to serve once again. She will send it over the net. Beardsley. Pelosi tries to find a hole in the defense. Hampton able to track it down. Ronich. They send it back. Here's Kraft going for another kill. Down for another kill.
Patterson coming in for Garza.
Ward will go back to serve for UT Southern.
Let's say, don't take out the camera.
Well, almost took out the iPad. Here's Ward. She'll get it over the net. Gonzalez sets it up far side. Garcia. And nobody able to track that one down. Point will go to Lindsey Wilson.
That's a great tip.
Hampton back to serve. And she will get it over the net. That was a bullet. Garza having to track it down. Kraft going for another kill for Kraft. She's come alive here for UT Southern.
That's her third or fourth right now this set. Or she might have all 6 kills for UT Southern. I believe she got 3 or 4.
I know she's got at least 3. Pelosi once again. She'll get over the net. Gonzalez sets it up. Here to Garcia on the far side. That point will go to UT Southern. 12 to 11.
Firehawks showing a little bit more fire. No pun intended.
Serve here. Gets it over the net. Gonzalez. Ronich. Kraft underneath it. They set it up. Far side. Beardsley looking for the kill. Punches it over the net. Gonzalez sets it up. Garcia far side. And Garza underneath it. Beardsley going for the kill. That's dug out. Gonzalez sets it up. And that point will go to Lindsey Wilson. Kill will be awarded to Ronich.
That was a great effort for the block. Hu Young checking in for the Blue Raiders.
Hu Young back to serve once again. Did a lot of damage early in this set. Here's the serve. Gets it over the net. Beardsley, they set it up. Get it over the net. Hampton. Gonzalez.
Great block.
That wasn't Beltran looking for the attack. Garcia still up in the air. Garza. They set it up. Kraft going for another kill. And guess what? Another kill for Kraft.
This has been her
She's
set.
on fire.
We got Norris checking in for the Firehawks. Let's see if she can get an ace right here.
Kraft going back to serve. She will get it over the net. Gonzalez sets it up. And that's dug out by Kraft. Still up in the air. Kraft, she'll just send it over the net. Back to Lindsey Wilson. They set it up. Tries to find a hole in the defense. Garza not able to do anything with that. 1 point will go to the Blue Raiders.
Great ball placement.
Garcia back to serve. She will get it over the net. It's dug out. Up in the air. Patterson looking for the kill. Gonzalez tracks it down. And that'll be short on the net. Point will go to UT Southern. That was an attack error on Vizikoska. Garza will go back to serve here for the Firehawks.
Attack errors is making a difference right now in this game. Blue Raiders has 5 compared to UT Southern's 1.
Garza looks to send it over, able to do so. They set it up. Beltran down for the kill. Another point for Lindsey Wilson.
That was just inches away from being out.
Blue Raiders ball.
Got Hevich going in for the Blue Raiders. For Hampton.
Here's the serve. And showing that point back to the Firehawks.
Hampton coming back in for the Blue Raiders.
Beardsley back to serve here. She will send it over. Up in the air. Gonzalez sets it up. Far side. Look right block. Back point will go to the Firehawks, and we're tied at 15.
Great block by Ward right there.
$15 here in this first set of the final match of the day here in this Martin Methodist tri-match. Beardsley once again looking to get over the net, able to do so. Gonzalez sets it up. Garcia going for the kill, down for the kill. Lindsey Wilson retakes the lead.
That was a bullet right there. Ronich coming back in for the Blue Raiders.
Gonzalez back to serve. 1 point Blue Raider lead late in this first set. Here comes the serve. And just over the net. Beardsley able to track it down, though. They set it up. Ward going for the kill. That's blocked.
Great save.
In the air. Norris up in the air here for Lindsey Wilson. Ronich tips it over, and nobody able to get to that one. Point will go to the Blue Raiders, and they open their lead back up to 2.
It was a great tip by Ronich for Lindsey Wilson, extending their lead.
Gonzalez once again serves it over the net. That's a bullet, and it will sail out of play.
Get a little bit more juice out of that. Cope checking back in for the Firehawks.
She'll go back to serve. She will get it over the net. Gonzalez sets it up. Looking to get it over. Tipped up in the air here. They set it up. Here's Beardsley looking for the kill. Able to get it over. Now being blocked by Lindsey Wilson. I believe that was Petrovic with the block.
It was either her or Ronich.
Hey, Coach Maka Ruiz trying to make her case. Here's the serve. They get it over the net. They send it over. Still up in the air.
Great slide.
Hampton. Yeah, good adjustment there. They set it up. Kraft looking to get it over. Block back. And that point will go to Lindsey Wilson. Now 19-16.
Great effort on the block right there for the Firehawks.
Vizikoska. Back to serve here for Lindsey Wilson. She will send it over the net. Beardsley, Malozzi, Kraft going for another kill. That's sent back up in the air. It's going to be a fight at the net. Ronich. And having to adjust here, Garcia. Tip back, still up in the air here for Lindsey Wilson. Gonzalez sets it up. Nobody able to get to that one. Point will go to UT Southern.
Little missed timing right there for Lindsey Wilson.
Kind of all out of sorts that looked like they were in. Ward will go back to Sword.
Serve. Patterson coming in for the Firehawks.
And she will get it over the net. Gonzalez sets it up. And that's down for the kill. Cope not able to get there in time. Point will go to Lindsey Wilson. They've now hit the back stretch. They lead 20-17.
Garza checks right back in for the Firehawks.
Hampton will go back to serve for Lindsey Wilson here. 5 points away from taking this first set. Here's the serve. Able to get it over the net. Beardsley. Malozzi. Here's Patterson going for the kill. Still up in the air. Gonzalez able to get her foot on it and send it back over. Kraft finds a hole in the defense. Tries to save it. Won't be able to. Point will go to UT Southern. Man, that was a crazy sequence there from both teams.
That was, whew.
Malozzi with the serve. And we get it over the net. Diving save there by Hampton. Garcia. She'll look to go for the kill. Up in the air still. Garza. Kraft looks to get it over, able to do so. They set it up once again, going for the kill. Still up in the air. Patterson towards that back corner. Goes out of play. Point will go to the Blue Raiders.
That was right. That was right on the line, but a little bit out of bounds. I can see what they're. I can see it.
Yeah, I think that was the right call.
Yeah. Hu Young checking in for the Blue Raiders.
21-18. Here comes the serve. They send it over. Beardsley, Garza, a little miscommunication. Kraft, Hampton, Gonzalez. And that one will sail long. Point will go to UT Southern.
That was definitely outside. Got Norris coming in for the Firehawks.
Here comes the serve. That will give it over the net. Gonzalez sets it up. And that will go out of play once again. And it's down to a 1 point Blue Raider lead. Kraft will go back to serve.
Lindsey Wilson's coach saying just play.
Kraft. Gonzalez sets it up. Here for Garcia. That's down for the kill. That one was a no-doubter.
That was a bullet kill also.
Opens up to 2. Garcia will go back to serve here for Lindsey Wilson. And they will send it over the net. Garza sets it up for Beardsley and won't be able to get it over. Point will go to Lindsey Wilson again. 23-20. Garcia once again able to get it over Norris. They try to track it down, Malozzi. And
good effort.
Point will go to Lindsey Wilson, and it's now set point here for the Blue Raiders here in this first set. And we're going to have a timeout here taken by UT Southern, and we'll take that break with them here on the X Sports Network.
A local law firm respected throughout the state. Generations of clients have turned to Boston, Holt, and Durham since 1948. We assist individuals and businesses with their legal needs, including real estate, property closings, personal injury, employment discrimination, and family law. Our clients get the personal attention and convenience of a hometown law firm with the resources and ability to handle any case. Come see us at Boston, Holt, and Durham.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Back here on the X Sports Network, UT Southern burns their first timeout here in this first set. They have one remaining, but they're trailing Lindsey Wilson 24-20. I'll see you back to serve once again. She's just been living back there here these past few sets. She will send it over the net. That's dug out. Kraft. Here's Beardsley looking to go for the kill chip. Up in the air once again, though. Set it up here on the far side. Good block. Up in the air. Back and forth. Garcia sends it back, tipped up, and Garza won't be able to get there. That point will go to Lindsey Wilson, and that one will end the first set. Lindsey Wilson leads 1-0 after a 25-20 victory in the first set. We'll be back here shortly for the start of the second set, and that'll be coming up next here on the X Sports Network.
Since opening our doors in 1904, Builtwell Bank has existed to be the local economic engine for the communities we serve. No matter if you're buying a car, saving for retirement, or finally buying that forever home, Builtwell Bank is here to help. From personal checking and savings accounts to a full suite of business and commercial banking with treasury management services, we'll make sure you'll have a dedicated Builtwell banker that understands your unique needs and stands by you every step of the way. No matter where you are in Tennessee or Northwest Georgia, there's likely a Builtwell Bank location nearby. Come see us and let our dedicated financial team help you with all of your banking needs. Member FDIC.
It begins as all great things do, with the flicker, a spark of hope, a moment when you realize that given the right conditions, everything is possible. Here, we think the best way to find yourself is to look beyond yourself. Because what defines greatness is a single choice, to not condemn the darkness, but to light a fire.
Hi, I'm Jeff Overton, and welcome to this edition of Mars Hill Minute. We're excited to be here in the foundation of our brand new children's building, student building. This part right here will be the student sanctuary where they'll have their worship on Wednesday nights. But what I want to talk to you about is what's coming soon. The steel will go up, the second floor will be built, and the children's wing will be put in as well. We're excited about all of that, but you got to take the details of making sure this part is right. If the foundation isn't right, everything else we build is going to have problems. The Bible tells us the same is true with our lives. We talked about a man who built his house on the sand, and one who's built his house on the rocks. And when the storms came, the one built on the rock sustained and made it through. How's your life built? Jesus says he is the rock. I'd like to encourage you to build your life on Jesus Christ and his teaching and be a disciple of Jesus Christ. I'd love to invite you to Mars Hill Baptist Church to learn more about how to build the proper foundation to build upward with your life. God bless you. Hope you'll come join us.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Back here on the X Sports Network as Lindsey Wilson won the first set 25-20 over UT Southern. As they lead 1-0 here in this final game of the Martin Methodist Tri-Match. Lindsey Wilson will receive the opening serve here in this second set.
UT Southern's really got to dig deep right here.
Yeah, they need this second set big here. They want to stay alive because if Blue Mountain gets a 2-set lead, they're in business.
Not impossible to come back 2-0 as we saw earlier.
That is true.
They came back from Faulkner after being down 2-0, so not impossible.
But you want to have this win here in this set.
Very crucial.
To it out.
Very crucial.
Officials making sure everything at the scores table ready to go, and it looks like we are ready to get back in action here in Pulaski, Tennessee. Hampton will be the opening server. Action on the way. Set it up. Kraft looking for the kill. And up in the air still. Gonzalez sets it up. They look to get it over, and that point will be out of play. Point will go to UT Southern.
Good effort on the tip right there by Lindsey Wilson.
That's set there by Gonzalez. Set it up. Hampton. Gonzalez looking to get it over. That's dug out. Still up in the air. Back over to Lindsey Wilson. That's going to hit the beam, though.
Hit the beam. That's unfortunate.
So that would have been a big attack there for UT Southern because they were sitting pretty on it.
Hugh Young checking in for the Blue Raiders.
Tied at 1 here. And look to get over, able to do so. Beardsley sets it up. There's Kraft. Down for a kill. She's leading the team in kills. That's now number 6.
Got Norris coming in for the Firehawks.
Kraft back to serve. Here's the serve. And that will go out of play on the far side. Point will go to Lindsey Wilson. Another service error. Make that the third one for UT Southern.
Pretty even service errors as well. 2-3 ratio favoring UT Southern.
Garcia gets it over the net, and that's in there. That point will go to Lindsey Wilson.
And that was right on the line. That was in.
Both service ace for the Blue Raiders. Here comes the serve. Able to get it over the net, Norris. Malozzi, they set it up for Beardsley. Sets it up here for Lindsey Wilson. Able to get it over the net. Patterson set it up, far side. Norris going for the kill.
Great kill.
Over point will go to the Firehawks.
Great kill by Norris. Got Ward checking in for the Firehawks. Patterson checking out.
Serve here from Garza. Able to get it over the net. They set it up. Over here, able to get it over. Tip back by Beardsley. Send back up in the air. Going to try again once again. Norris underneath that one. They set it up. Kraft looking for the kill. Up in the air. And another kill for Kraft. UT Southern takes the lead here in this second set. Kraft with her 7th kill of the game.
She's really come alive for the Firehawks in this game so far.
Garza at the serve. Gets it over the net. That's dug out. Set up. Looking to get it over. Tipped up in the air. Malozzi. Garza sets up for Norris on the far side. That's dug out. Sent over back to UT Southern. They set it up. Look to find a hole in the defense. Still up in the air. Gonzalez. They look to get it over. Able to do so. Ward. Back to Ward here in the middle. Still up in the air. Garcia. Looking to get it over. And that's down for the kill. That's Vizakoska with the kill.
That was a great kill right there. Very powerful, bullet-like kill.
4-4.
Got Hefich checking in for the Blue Raiders.
Turn back to serve. Gets it over the net. Garza, Malozzi sets up Beardsley, looking for the kill. Down for the kill.
Just barely in, but still in. Got Hampton checking back in for the Blue Raiders.
Beardsley here to serve for the Firehawks. Gonzalez sets it up. Looking to get it over, just pushes it back over to the Firehawks. Garza underneath that one. Norris looking for the kill. Down for another kill.
That was in.
6-4 is the Firehawk lead now.
Great kill by Ward.
Beardsley here. Gets it over the net. They set it up. Looking it over, and that's down for another kill. That's Garcia, and that was with power.
That was a bullet by Garcia.
That was either you save it or eat it.
Got Ronit checking in for the Blue Raiders. Official telling the Blue Raider bench to take a few steps back.
Five is the Firehawk lead here. Gonzalez gets it over net. Far side, Norris going for the kill, block back.
Great kill by Norris.
Point will go to the Firehawks once again.
Great effort by the block by the Blue Raiders. We got Cope coming in for the Firehawks.
Cope back to serve. She'll get it over the net. Hampton trying to save it, able to do so. Garcia sends it over. Cope with the dig.
Great dig.
Beardsley look to send it over, and that will be a point for the Firehawks.
I believe she got hit in the face trying to get that block.
Cope. And that will be a
came off a little
ace
weird.
here for UT Southern. Now 9-5. That opens lead up to 4.
Cope doing some damage back there.
Here comes serve, and that will be in play still. It looked like it was going to sail out of play, and that's down for the kill. Vizakoska with the kill.
Great kill.
Much needed point there for Lindsey Wilson.
She puts power in every kill that she has the opportunity for.
Speaking of Vizakoska, she'll go back to serve. Gets it over the net, and that'll be a service ace here for Lindsey Wilson. That's their 4th compared to UT Southern's 1.
Came off a little odd from Beardsley's hands.
Here comes the serve. Gets it over the net. Cope underneath that one. Losey sets it up. Here's Ward. She'll just send it over back to Lindsey Wilson. Hampton, they send it over. Sets it up. Here's Beardsley looking for another kill. Still up in the air, trying to get a hand on it. Still up in the air here. And they look to send it back. Won't be able to. Point will go to the Firehawks.
That was a great save by Blue Raiders, but unable to send it back over the net. Got Patterson checking in for Garza.
Ten-7 here. Ward back to serve. Looks to get it over the net. Gonzalez. Garcia going for the kill. Down for the kill. Point goes to Lindsey Wilson.
Great block by Garcia. We got Beltran checking in for the Blue Raiders. And Garza checking back in for the Firehawks.
Hampton back to serve here for Lindsey Wilson. She will get it over the net. They set it up here on the far side. Look to get it over. Misjudge that one. Point will go to Lindsey Wilson. That's a 1 point. Lindsey Wilson lead.
Oh, missed timing.
Hampton once again able to get it over the net, and it will sail out of play though. Point will go to UT Southern.
Right to the official.
Now 11-9.
Pretty clear that I was out of bounds because that went right to him.
Belosi will go back to serve. She will get it over the net. Gonzalez sets it up. Beltran down for the kill.
That was power right there.
Can't do anything about that one.
We got Hugh Young checking in for the Blue Raiders.
One-point Firehawk lead in this second set. Lindsey Wilson won the first set 25-20. Here's Kraft looking for another kill. Tipped up. Still up in the air. Beardsley. And that's going to go into the stands. Nobody going to be able to save that one. That point will go to Lindsey Wilson. We're tied up at 11 now.
Great effort trying to save that.
Young back to serve, gets it though short, and actually it's going to be short. Thought it went over the net, but another service error ends up in a Firehawk point, and they retake the lead off that. Kraft will go back to serve.
We got Norris checking in for Cope.
There's the serve. Able to get it over, high up in the air. Let's set it up. Able to get it over is Lindsey Wilson. Malozzi underneath that one. Kraft looking for the kill. Blocked back. Nobody able to get there for UT Southern, though. Point will go to Lindsey Wilson.
The great block by Garcia right there.
That'll be attack error by Kraft. Tied up at 12. Here's the serve from Garcia. She's able to get it over the net. Malozzi sets it up. Patterson mistimes that one, though. Point will go to the Blue Raiders again.
She was trying to punch it.
Another attack error there. Here's Garcia again. Able to float it over the net. Malozzi sets it up. Norris falls away. Able to get over the net, though. Gonzalez finds a hole in the defense. No one was ready. Point will go to Lindsey Wilson again. They take a 2-point lead.
She's really good about finding those holes on the defense.
Garcia once again. She'll go back. Gets it over with the right hand. That's dug out back to Lindsey Wilson, though. They set it up. Gonzalez looking to get it over. Garza sets it up far side. Norris looking for the kill. That's blocked back. Still up in the air for UT Southern. Beardsley gets it over the net. Still up in the air here for Lindsey Wilson. They set it up going for the kill, and that will go to Lindsey Wilson after the kill by Fizikovska. And we are going to have a timeout taken by UT Southern. They trail by 3, 15-12. We'll take that break with them here on X Sports Network.
Got a dent, a ding, a scratch, or a bent fender? Major or minor, Car Country Collision Center in Leoma can fix you up. Car Country works with all insurance carriers, gives free estimates, can work on foreign and domestic vehicles, and has experience you can trust. They've been in business since 1990. Unfortunately, accidents happen, but you can get your car back on the road with as little hassle as possible with the help of Car Country. Call 931-852-4708 or stop by at 2567 Highway 43 South in Leoma.
Good Works at Home, formerly known as The Summit at Home, is a licensed non-skilled agency dedicated to helping you maintain your independence at home for as long as possible. Our compassionate and caring staff provide support in various areas, including dressing, bathing, personal hygiene, transportation, cleaning, and companionship. Please call our office about services, payment options, and long-term care policies at 931-762-2310. We look forward to assisting you with keeping your independence longer.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Back here on the X Sports Network, UT Southern calls their first timeout here in this second set as they trail by 3, 15-12 here to Lindsey Wilson in this second set of the Martin Mathis tri-match here at UT Southern. Here comes serve from Garcia, able to get it over the net. Garza underneath it. They set it up. Far side, Norris looking for the kill. Short of the net, though. Point will go to Blue Raiders. Another attack area there for UT Southern. Makes a 4-point Lindsey Wilson lead here. Serve once again, floats it over the net. Beardsley having to adjust, looking to get it over. That's blocked back, not able to get there. And another point for Lindsey Wilson. Opens it up to 5.
UT Southern's got to regain their composure, take back that momentum that they had. Wet spot on the floor here, having to clean it up. Here comes Garcia with the serve, able to get it over the net. Patterson, they set it up. Beardsley having to adjust, gets it over the net, but they will say point for UT Southern. And much needed point there. Garza will go back to serve. Got Ward coming in for the Firehawks for Patterson.
Here's the serve, gets it over the net. That's dug out. Gonzalez underneath it. They look to get it over. That's dug out here by Kraft. Far side over to North. She looks to go for the kill. That'll be a blocked back point. We'll go to UT Southern though, because it's out of play on Blue Raiders, that is.
There you go.
Thought I got over it. Garza once again. She gets it over the net. They set it up. And that's down for the kill. Nowhere to get that one. That was Vizakaska with the kill.
That's her 4th kill.
Now 18-14 in favor of Lindsey Wilson. Beltran back to serve. She will send it over the net. Guards underneath and having to track it down. Kraft will do so. Norris, she looks to send it back over. That'll be blocked back at the net, and that point will go to the Blue Raiders. (19-14).
Ruiz trying to figure something out.
Maka Ruiz, head coach UT Southern, wants an explanation on that last play. Yeah, it looks like everything's going to stay where it is. (19-14). Here comes the serve. They will get over the net. Trying to track it down, that's Kraft. And that's going to hit the beam. Garza has to do something with it. Short of net. Point will go to Lindsey Wilson. They've now hit the back stretch at 20. Here comes the serve, able to get over the net. Garza sets it up, far side. Norris looking for the kill. Short on net though. Point back to Lindsey Wilson again. UT Southern still has a timeout they can use here in this second set. Lindsey Wilson still hasn't used one all day. Here's the serve once again. Gets it over net. Garza set it up. Here to Beardsley. Looks to get it over the net. And that will be out of play though. Point will go to Lindsey Wilson again. 22-14. Comes to serve once again. Garza with the diving save. Needs to get it over the net, and they're able to do so. Gonzalez finds it underneath, able to get it over. Kraft with the diving save. Back over to Lindsey Wilson. Fight for it at the net. Still up in the air. They look to get it over, and up in the air. That's in the stands. That's in there for the kill. Point will go to the Blue Raiders. I was about to say Blue Mountain again, Graham.
Your lips were quivering,
I was thinking about it. The good news is that Blue Mountain's in our conference, and we more than likely will not see the Blue Raiders after today. Maybe we will in tournament play when it comes to the national tournament scene, that is. Looking to get over the net. They set it up. Beardsley looks to get it over, finds a spot, and that goes just out of play. Point will go to the Blue Raiders. That was just on the line of play. And it is now set point here for Lindsey Wilson again. Serve once again. Garza. Pelosi sets it up. Kraft. She will send it back over. Sets it up here. Gonzalez sends it up. Garza back over to Lindsey Wilson. Once again, going for the kill up in the air. And they'll be able to get there, and that point will go to Lindsey Wilson again. And they will win the second set as well. They won the first set 25-20 over UT Southern. They win this set 25-14. They're looking to try to close it out here in this third set, but UT Southern's going to have to try what they did in the first game. They'll have to go the distance, see if they can do it. Coming up next here on the X Sports Network.
It begins as all great things do, with a flicker, a spark of hope, a seed planted deep, waiting for warmth. A moment when you realize that given the right conditions, everything is possible. Welcome to the place of possible. The University of Tennessee Southern is a family of leaders and scholars united by a single goal: to grow the spark of greatness inside you into a future that transforms your family, your town, and your world. Here you'll spark your passion under the guidance of our nation's brightest minds, who open a window to the world's wonders from close to home. You'll fan the fires of competition on the field, the court, or the course, honing skills you never knew you had to accomplish what you never thought you could. You'll do it all while forging bonds that will last a lifetime, and serving a community that values your talents. Because here, we think the best way to find yourself is to look beyond yourself. There's a future waiting for you. We'll help you build it. Because what defines greatness is a single choice: to not condemn the darkness, but to light a fire.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And back here on the X Sports Network as we're back here for this third set of today's action in this Martin Methodist Tri-Match here on the campus of the University of Tennessee Southern, as the Firehawks trail Lindsey Wilson 2-0 here in this final match of the evening. Officials make sure everybody's where they need to be. Lindsey Wilson won the first set 25-20 and won the second set 25-14 over the Firehawks.
UT Southern's really got to dig deep.
They're going to have to do what they did in the first game, is where they were down 2-0. They came back to beat Faulkner 3-5. And then Lindsey Wilson beat Faulkner in the second game today in 3 sets. And this is the final game of the afternoon. Lindsey Wilson is trying to close it out in a 3-set sweep over the Firehawks. But the Firehawks going to have to do what they did earlier, try to get this win here in the Curry Athletic Complex. Back to serve will be Malozzi. She'll start things off here for the Firehawks. Back to serve, and here we go. The action's back underway. Gonzalez sets it up, looking to get it over. Up in the air still. That's going to be off the flag, the American flag that is, and that will be point for Lindsey Wilson to start off this third set.
We got
Hugh Young back to serve. Here comes the serve once again. It's over the net. Mosey sets it up. Patterson still up in the air, though. Back to UT Southern. Here's Kraft. She'll look to send it over. Still up in the air here for Lindsey Wilson, though. They set it up. Far side, Garcia still up in the air. Tips it back. Kraft underneath it.
Safe.
Beardsley going for the kill. And that one sails long. Point will go to Lindsey Wilson.
Took a little bit of strength out of that.
Young back to serve once again. She will get it over the net. Kraft, she'll push it over. Gonzalez. Here comes the kill attempt. Kraft able to track it down. Young. Gonzalez looks to find a hole in the defense. Garza, and can't track that down. It is a 3-0 lead here for the Blue Raiders. I caught myself there. They lead 3-0. Young once again, able to get it over. Beardsley. Losey sets it up back to Beardsley. She looks to go for the kill. Still up in the air. Hampton. They set it up far side. Garcia looking for the kill. That one's down for the point. Goes to Lindsey Wilson.
Just inside the play.
That far left corner. They were able to get a hold of it. Nobody was there for the Firehawks. Young about to serve once again. She will sail it over the net. Losey, she will look to get it towards that back corner. Nobody there. And at that point, we'll go to UT Southern for their first here in this third set. Norris will come in for Cope. Going back to serve will be Kraft. Kraft leads the team in this game with 7 kills, followed by Beardsley with 4, and Norris also with 4. Kraft to serve, gets it over the net. Hampton set it up, far side, looking to get it over, and that will be a kill for Garcia. Point will go to Lindsey Wilson again.
Garcia put a lot of power to that kill.
Five to 1 here. Here's the serve. Able to get it over, looks to tip it back over, able to do so, and that point will go to Lindsey Wilson.
Need to get those flaws cleaned up.
Mistakes costing the Firehawks here in this third set early. They're only down by 5, though. Garcia looking to go for the kill, down for another service ace as UT Southern thought was going to stay out of play. It's now the fifth ace in this game for Lindsey Wilson compared to UT Southern's 1. Here comes serve once again. Garcia gets it over the net. Garza underneath it. Norris looking to get over, block back. And that point will go to Lindsey Wilson again. They're on fire here in this third set. That'll be an attack error for UT Southern. Garcia once again, she's done most of her damage from the serving today. Beardsley blocked, up in the air still. Garza underneath it. Norris looking to send it back. That one sails long. Point goes to Lindsey Wilson again.
Too much strength behind that.
The ball went to the hallway to the lobby. And we'll retrieve it here. Garcia to serve once again. They lead by 8. And she will get it over and actually just be short. Point will go to UT Southern, a much needed point. Ward will come in for Patterson.
Got a new face on Blue Raiders coming in, Robinson.
Yep. Robinson checking into the game. Garza with the serve. Gonzalez sets it up, looking for the kill. That one sails way long. That point will go to UT Southern. Garza with the serve here for the Firehawks. Young Gonzalez looking for the kill, down for the kill. Point will go to Lindsey Wilson. That was Fizakoska, excuse me. 10-3 is the score here.
Yafich and Kisa
into the game. You also said Pejovic into the game as well. That's short of the net. I'll go to UT Southern.
Beltran coming back in for the Blue Raiders. And Hampton got right back in.
Here's served by Beardsley. Hampton set it up. Looking to get it over. That's Robinson. Never do so. Set it up. Near side. Norris going for kill. Blocked back. And that point will go to Lindsey Wilson after another attack error by UT Southern.
Great
now 11-4.
Got Rodent coming in for the Blue Raiders.
Gonzalez back to score. Or not back to score, back to serve, that is. There's the serve. Able to get it over. They set it up. Good job there by Malozzi. Finding a hole in the defense. Nobody was there. Won't go to the Firehawks. Hope coming in for Norris. She'll go back to serve as well.
Got Wandry coming in.
I don't know if we've seen her today, Graham. I don't think I recall seeing her. I know she had some big plays against Faulkner.
Yeah, this is her first time touching the court.
I believe it's her first appearance in this game. I don't recall her being in earlier. That being said, Cope back to serve. She will send it over the net. And that's Robinson. They set it up. Looking to get it over, and that one will sail long. That was Wandry.
Too much strength on that.
Too much juice on that one, 11-6. Here's serve. Able to get over the net. Hampton back over to UT Southern. Kraft. Losey sets it up. Back to Kraft, looking to go for the kill. Hampton, they try to save it. Able to do so. Robinson will send it back over to Southern. Up in the air. Ward going for the kill. Tips it up in the air. Trying to save it. Able to do so. Back to Lindsey Wilson. That point will go to. Let's see. They're going to call a draw. I think they inadvertently stopped play here. So, just go back 30 seconds in time. And Cope will reserve it. That one will sail on. Point will go to Lindsey Wilson. (12-6) is the score. Vizakaska back to serve once again. Here comes the serve, able to get it over the net. Beardsley set it up, Malozzi. Hampton able to track it down, set it up back to the Firehawks. Garza Kraft sends it over, Hampton. Gonzalez looking for the kill, still up in the air, and that point will go to the Firehawks.
Laundry coming in for the Blue Raiders and Patterson coming in for the Firehawks.
Ward here to serve. And she will send it over for the Firehawks. Gonzalez sets it up. Garcia looking for the kill. Up in the air, having to track down his Cope. Malozzi. Here's Kraft going for the kill. Another one. Not able to get that one. Fight for it at the net. Still up in the air. Hampton sets it up. Here's Garcia once again. Blocked back over to the Firehawks. Big play there for UT Southern. Here comes the serve. Able to get it over. Gonzalez sets it up. Petrovic still up in the air. Back to the Firehawks. Hampton still up in the air. Pick of the devil. Patterson. That's Patterson again. 12-9 is the score. Here comes Ward once again. They set it up. Far side, Garcia going for the kill, and that's down for the kill. Point will go to Lindsey Wilson again.
Got Beltran and Ronick coming in for the Blue Raiders.
Hampton back to serve here. They lead by 4 over the Firehawks. Hampton will get it over the net. They set it up. Malozzi. Hampton able to track it down. Gonzalez sets it up. Looking for the kill. That's done back. Still up in the air here. Back over to UT Southern. Malozzi sets it up. Here's Kraft going for the kill. And that one just sails out of play. Point will go to Lindsey Wilson again.
No, too much.
Hampton back to serve once again. She will send it over the net. Malozzi sets it up. Patterson sends it back over here to Lindsey Wilson. Gonzalez. Ronich. Back up. She will dump it down. That point will go to Lindsey Wilson. That's as easy as it can get right there. Hampton back there once again. Here's the serve. That was a bullet coming off. Kraft going for the kill. Hampton fight for it at the net. Patterson. That was a bullet as well. Here's serve, 15-10. Gonzalez. Wandering. Block back. Patterson again.
Oh, that was Patterson. Oh,
that's Patterson.
Coming alive for the Firehawks.
Melosy back to serve. She will get it over the net. Gonzalez looks to tip it back off Patterson. Cope able to track it down, though. Kraft, she will send it back over. Still up in the air. They set it up. Wandry going for the kill. Dug out by Cope. Kraft looking for the kill. Will hit the antenna, though. That point will go to Lindsey Wilson. Tough break there by the Firehawks.
Too young. Checking in for the Blue Raiders.
Here comes the serve once again as it's over the net. They set it up. Patterson looking to dump it over and able to track it back. 5-4 at the net. Gonzalez looks to find that back corner. Melosy, Garza up in the air still. Beardsley looking for the kill. That's dug out. Still up in the air. Gonzalez. Garcia on the far side looking for the kill. Garza underneath the coat looking to track it down. Won't be able to do so. That point will go to Lindsey Wilson.
Great effort by Cope trying to save that. Trying to keep the set alive.
Hu Young back to serve once again. 6-point Blue Raiders lead. Here's the serve, able to get it over the net. Beardsley sets it up. Far side Kraft, that's blocked back, and that point will go to the Blue Raiders. (18-11). Serve short of net. Point will go to the Firehawks. 18-12 now. Norris comes in for Cope. Going back to serve will be Kraft. She will send it over the net. Up in the air. Gonzalez looking to get it over. That's tipped off of Patterson. That will be a kill for Beltran. Now 19-12. Garcia back to serve. Garcia will get it over the net. It's dug out. Melosy fight at the net, and that point will go to Lindsey Wilson.
Can't really argue with the official on that.
Lindsey Wilson now in the back stretch. They lead 20-12. They need 5 more points to take this set and the match, and that's down for the service ace. That's now the 6th. Compared to UT Southern's 1, so doing a lot of damage when it comes to serving here against the Firehawks. Here's serve once again, able to get it over the net. That one's in the stands. Beardsley able to save it though. Patterson, she'll send it back over. Hampton. Able to get it over. That's down for the kill. That was Vizakaska. 22-12 is the Blue Raiders lead. Here comes the serve once again. Able to get it over. Patterson. Fight for it at the net. Here it comes, and that's a dunk down from Vizakaska again. Vizakaska, excuse me. Now 23-12. 2 points away from taking this set and the match. Garcia once again able to get it over. That's Patterson. Beardsley looking to get it over the net. Gonzalez able to track it down. They set it up. Looking to go for the kill once again. Block back, still up in the air. Won't be able to track that one down. That point will go to the Firehawks.
Great block.
Garza will be going back to serve here.
Ford coming in for the Firehawks, and you got Robinson coming in for Blue Raiders.
Garza with the serve. Over the net. Beardsley looking for the kill. Able to track it down. All over sorts, it looks like Lindsey Wilson is. Beardsley looking to go for the kill. Still up in the air. Gonzalez looking to go for the kill is Lindsey Wilson. And at that point will go to the Blue Raiders. And it is now set and match point for Lindsey Wilson.
Got Yavich and Kisa coming in for Blue Raiders.
Firehawks trail by 11. Here's the serve, able to get it over the net. Beardsley, they set it up. Here to Ward, looking to get it over the net. Fight for it at the net. Malozzi, Beardsley looking to get it over, able to do so. Still up in the air though for Lindsey Wilson. Here on the far side, looking to get it over. Garza with the diving save, sets it up. Here's Norris looking to get it over. Blocked back, still up in the air though. And that'll be just short. Not able to get it over. Petrovic tried to get it over there for Lindsey Wilson. Serve from Beardsley. Looks to get it over. Fight for it at the net. Garza, and nobody will get to that one. And that one will end the game. As Lindsey Wilson defeats UT Southern in 3 sets. They win the first set 25-20, second set 25-19, and the third set 25-14, as they will go 2-0 in the Martin Methodist tri-match. UT Southern, though, picks up their first conference win over Faulkner, but they fall to 5-4 within their overall record. Lindsey Wilson will jump to 15-3 overall. So that will do it for us here in Pulaski, Tennessee. We'll be back here in a few weeks as the Firehawks of UT Southern, they will take on Loyola in another another Southern State Conference game here on the Exports Network. So for Hayden Burks and Graham Burks, we will see you later here on the Exports Network.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.